Today I review the new Under Armour Vital. What's going on, Third Army? Today's review is brought to you by LACROSSE.COM, and it is of the new Under Armour Vital head. I'm going to start off with the dye in the pocket and then go into the specs of the head. This is the new colorway of the Under Armour All-American game. It's kind of got this teal, gray, and orange colorway to it, which I really like. So we did a marble teal fade to an orange solid, which looks really, really sick. It's got a privateer pocket in it with 15 mil orange fade. We got gray stringing going all around, white shooters, and orange locks. Absolutely gorgeous. Got a nice mid pocket to it. This head really lends itself to that pocket with a beautiful channel, and it just looks absolutely clean. The Vital head is Under Armour's new top tier head. It's going to come in at $80. It is universal spec, so it's going to be legal for high school or college, and probably the face shape that it's most similar to is a Lakota U, about from here down. It weighs 5.3 ounces, which is pretty much standard for a head like this. Now working my way from the top to the bottom, I'm going to go through kind of the specifics of the head. It has a very unique scoop on it. As I said, from about here down, it's about a Lakota U. From here up, it's very interesting. They did this to try and make it easy for the player to get the ball from the floor into the pocket. And you can see it's very tall, very thick, and pretty pointed. I wouldn't really know how well this would work without using it a bunch, but I can see where they're going with it. They're trying to make it very easy to pick up that ground ball and get it in the stick. I can see this putting a lot of weight in the stick considering how thick and tall it is, which I don't think I'd really want that far out on the stick. But we'll see if they keep developing this technology. Probably my favorite thing from the scoop is the recessed stringing hole. It's going to protect your top string, and you're really going to cut down on that friction against the ground, giving you a nice clean scoop, which I think is what they were going for. And I can see it transitioning. It's just a lot of plastic up top. Getting into the sidewall holes, I really love the placement of them from about 3/4 of the way down the head. Up top, they're very small. You can't really do a double top string without really forcing it. And also they start pretty low, so you can see the gap we have in the mesh here, which I like for most of our pockets, but for doing traditionals or you know, other 10 diamond top strings, it's going to be hard to really stretch the mesh that far. So I would like to see a little bit more sidewall holes up at the top. In terms of the placement, getting a nice mid-low pocket, which this head was really meant for, is perfect. Not really issues with that. The only thing I don't like is they went from these kind of rounded rectangles to circles. At the bottom, I kind of would like one string or one stringing hole all the way down, but they do give you some nice ones at the bottom to really finish the pocket off nice and clean, define it, let the ball sit behind it, which I really, really appreciate. Getting into the sidewalls, this is a pretty unique sidewall that they have on here that they're calling the energy transfer rib. And I like the idea behind it. They went with a very stiff head that's going to have a backwards flex, which I like the most. I find them to be the most accurate because when you go to shoot, they're going to flex this way and give you a snap, more so than flexing this way and really pinching the ball. They also say it retains the ball from stick checks, which I can also see if the stick check is coming from the front and not really much from the side, which most stick checks come from. But I like the way that they're thinking. They're not just like throw a sidewall on it. They're actually trying to design a sidewall that functions as something different than just a support. So what they did is that it's kind of a single bar that has two voids in it and then a half void in the front, which is really going to transfer that energy and give you a nice snap to the stick, which I like. The other thing I really love about this head is it looks like an Under Armour head. For a relatively new lacrosse company, they have aesthetic and they're sticking to it, and they're creating new technology around that aesthetic, which I really, really appreciate. And probably my favorite thing about all their heads is the little Under Armour lacrosse logo in the throat. I think, you know, you got to have something there, and it's definitely a winner having the Under Armour logo there. In terms of the offset, nothing radical here, just drops off immediately right where that, you know, it's going to give you that nice offset feel from that mid to the mid-low, and then gently returns back, but still probably has a ½ an inch offset from the throat to the top of the scoop, which is pretty standard. It's going to be nice for pretty much everything, but it really strings up with a nice mid-low. If you want anything a little bit higher, you could definitely pull it off. That is my review of the new Under Armour Vital. I think they're going in a great direction with their technology. Let me know what you think of the Vital in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and thank you to LACROSSE.COM for making this review possible.